Every day, you make decisions: what to buy, who to trust, what to believe. But here's the real question: are those decisions really yours, or are they designed? This channel breaks down the psychology behind everything. I'm Shrest, and this is where we decode the world.
All right, let's jump right into this. We're going to break down what is honestly the most bizarre financial anomaly on the modern internet. I mean, we all use it, we all trust it, and yet by any logic of how the tech world actually operates, it really shouldn't exist. We're talking about the 5th most visited website on the planet, Wikipedia.
Just think about the company Wikipedia keeps. The top 5 most visited websites right now. You've got Google, literally $1 trillion advertising machine, YouTube, which completely runs on advertising, Facebook and Instagram sitting under the Meta umbrella, an advertising empire pulling in over $160 billion in annual revenue. And then there's Wikipedia, which makes approximately $0 from advertising. It has 0 investors, it charges absolutely no subscription fees, it doesn't harvest your data to sell to third parties.
Instead, it survives on one incredibly humble number, $11. This massive global operation, right? 7 data centers serving a staggering 15 billion page visits every single month. It runs entirely on people clicking a banner and typing in their credit card number. 8 million people around the world making an average donation of just $11. It is literally the only nonprofit in the top 10 websites on Earth. So how did a structure this wildly improbable actually come to be?
Section 1, a very messy origin.
The path to Wikipedia wasn't some clean, idealistic straight line. Actually, it starts with a guy named Jimmy Donald Wales. He grew up utterly obsessed with World Book encyclopedias, but he was always bothered by one big question: who actually decides what counts as knowledge? After making some real money trading options in Chicago, he tried to answer that. In 1996, Wales launches a company called Bomis. By 2000, he pivots to an encyclopedia project called Nupedia. And then, by January 2001, Wikipedia goes live. But we really need to look at that first step, because it is a staggering irony where the foundational money for Wikipedia came from. Bomis was marketed as a guy-oriented search engine, but former employees have openly stated that 99% of the site's traffic was actually for softcore adult content. That's right, the servers for the world's most neutral educational knowledge base were paid for by an adult photo site. And you know what tells you a lot about Jimmy Wales is that when journalists later pointed this out, Wales actually went on to Wikipedia himself and edited his own biography. He kept trying to change the phrase softcore pornography to adult content section to clean up his past. The great champion of unbiased knowledge literally couldn't resist a little self-censorship. So Wales initially uses that Bomis money to start Nupedia, but Nupedia was built on incredibly strict gatekeeping. You needed a PhD, there was a grueling 7-stage peer review process, and honestly, it was a massive bottleneck. They managed to produce exactly 21 articles in an entire year. But then, an editor named Larry Sanger suggested using a wiki, which is basically software where anyone can edit instantly, just to generate drafts. They called it Wikipedia. Within a year, this chaotic, totally democratized Wikipedia just exploded with content, completely swallowing Nupedia, which quietly shut down by 2003.
Section 2, the ad-free masterstroke. With Wikipedia growing at lightning speed, a massive ideological clash blew up between the 2 key figures. Larry Sanger believed they still desperately needed expert authority and a clear hierarchy to maintain any credibility. Jimmy Wales, on the other hand, believed in pure open editing and the wisdom of the crowd. Ultimately, Wales won. Sanger was laid off when the initial money ran out, and Wales began quietly referring to himself as the sole founder. This actually sparked edit wars on Wikipedia's own history page that lasted for decades. It's kind of funny, it just proves that even the creators of objective history will fight tooth and nail over their own.
But in 2003, Wales makes absolutely the most important decision in the site's history. He completely transfers Wikipedia out of Bomis and into a brand new nonprofit, the Wikimedia Foundation. He literally gives away the chance to be a billionaire and institutes a strict no ads policy. Now, the crucial point here is this: banning ads wasn't just some nice act of charity, it was a structural necessity. Think about it. Advertising demands engagement, and engagement usually requires outrage, fear, or endless scrolling. Wikipedia optimizes purely for giving you the truth so you can leave. If they ran ads, they'd be incentivized to compromise your attention and their own neutrality.
The sheer financial reality of that decision today is mind-blowing. It's a true David versus Goliath situation. To run their operations in 2024, Meta spent roughly $38 billion. Google spent well over $100 billion.
Wikipedia, sitting right next to them in global traffic, operates on a budget of just $188.7 million. It's doing impossible heavy lifting on an absolute fraction of big tech's budget. Section 3, the volunteer knowledge engine. That tiny fraction of a budget only works because of one very specific number, 250,000. There are 250,000 active volunteers globally editing, writing, debating, and fact-checking, literally right now as we speak. They are building the single largest collaborative intellectual project in human history, and not a single one of them draws a salary for it. No way around it, that's just incredible. And the scale they've achieved is simply breathtaking. 15 billion monthly visits, 62 million articles spanning 345 different languages. To put that into perspective, this volunteer engine has produced vastly more content than the ancient Library of Alexandria. And the whole shebang is managed by these dedicated humans working alongside automated bots that tirelessly fight digital vandalism around the clock. Now, you might be wondering, did this wisdom of the crowd model totally ruin the quality? That's exactly what Larry Sanger feared. Well, a famous 2005 study in the journal Nature actually compared Wikipedia directly against the gold standard Encyclopedia Britannica. The result? Wikipedia averaged 4 errors per article, Britannica averaged 3. The entirely democratized model was competing toe-to-toe with the greatest professional experts on Earth. Section 4. The AI existential threat. For 25 years, Wikipedia has been completely incorruptible. But consider what's happening right now. Every major artificial intelligence model out there, GPT, Gemini, Claude, Llama, they were all extensively trained on Wikipedia's data. Wikipedia essentially provided the foundational knowledge base for the entire AI revolution. And in return, they've made $0 from any of these tech giants. But honestly, the lack of compensation isn't even the scariest part. The real threat is an 8% drop. In late 2025, the Wikimedia Foundation realized that human traffic to Wikipedia had fallen by roughly 8% compared to the previous year. Why? Because Google's AI overviews and other AI summaries are now just answering user queries directly at the very top of your search page. Which leads to a truly shocking statistic: 1%. According to Pew Research, only 1% of users actually click through an AI summary to visit the original source. Think about what that means. AI is taking Wikipedia's answers, serving them up to you, and completely severing the connection between Wikipedia and its actual human readers. And at the exact same time, there's a massive unseen problem happening behind the scenes. Bandwidth consumption on Wikipedia servers has jumped 50% since early 2024. Why? Because AI bot scrapers are constantly harvesting their content for training data. So server costs are exploding while human traffic is dropping. And remember how Wikipedia survives? By showing humans donation banners. Fewer humans means fewer donations, driving up costs without any new revenue. It is the literal recipe for a dark, infrastructural death spiral. But, the foundation isn't going down without a fight. Their survival strategy includes aggressively building the Wikimedia Endowment, which is basically a sovereign wealth fund to act as an emergency financial reserve. They're also pushing hard for strict AI attribution frameworks, so these AI bots actually have to cite and link back to them. And finally, they're pivoting to reach younger audiences right where they already are, like on social video platforms. It's a massive uphill battle, but we have to remember what's actually at stake here. Jimmy Wales had his blind spots, sure, and the origin was super messy, but he successfully established a completely alien institution on the modern internet that actually stayed true to this core mission: free access to the sum of all human knowledge. No paywalls, no outrage algorithms, just pure information handed to the world for free. Which leaves us with this final, incredibly provocative question. Will the AI student ultimately eat its human teacher? We're actively watching the most cited source in the information age struggle to survive the very technology it helped educate. Wikipedia has given us 25 years of uncompromised truth. Whether it can survive the next 25? Well, that's entirely up to us. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll see you in the next one.
About power, identity, and how situations shape who we are. Subscribe.